Hello everyone. We started the first topic from biochemical techniques is chromatography, and we discuss about the two chromatography, adsorption chromatography and partition chromatography. So in today's lecture we are going to start ion exchange chromatography. So in this lecture we want to know about principle of ion exchange chromatography, working of ion exchange chromatography and its application. So ion exchange chromatography actually is the form of adsorption chromatography, and that relies on the ionic and electrostatic properties of charged biomolecules. So why it's known as a ion exchange chromatography? Because we use the charged molecule. These are the either the positively charged biomolecules or the either negatively charged biomolecules. So this form is based on attraction between oppositely charged, so stationary phase known as the ion exchanger and analyte. So this is stationary phase in which we use the resin. So the ion exchange chromatography is a process that allows the separation of ions and polar molecules based on their affinity to ion exchanger. And the principle of the separation is thus by the reversible exchange of ions between the target ions present in the sample solution to the ions present in the sample solution to the ion present on the sample solution to the ion present on the ion exchanger. So in this process, two type of ion exchangers can be used. These are the cationic ion exchanger or the anionic exchanger. So cationic exchanger possesses a negatively charged group and this will attach positively charged anions. So these cationic exchangers are also known as the acidic ion exchanger because their negative charge result from the ionization of the acidic group, and the anionic exchanger has a positively charged group and that will attract the negatively charged anions. So these are also known as a basic ion exchanger. So ion exchange chromatography is most performed in the form of column chromatography. However, there are also thin layer chromatographic method that works as a basically based on the principle of ion exchanger. Here is a picture of the column chromatography and it is actually picture of ion exchange chromatography. So in the ion exchange chromatography, column is filled with the substance. This substance is known as a resins and which act as a stationary phase, and these resins imported chemically bonded functional charge group, either they are negative or positive charge. So there are two types of ion exchangers. We studied about the cationic ion exchangers and the anion exchangers. So cation exchanger possesses a negatively charged group and these will attack positively charged cations, and these are also known as the acidic ion exchanger, and their negatively charged result from the ionization of acidic group. So second one is the anion exchanger, and anion exchanger have a positively charged group and that will attract the negatively charged anions. So these charged biomolecules separated according to their charges. So procedure and working of the ion exchange chromatography. So ion exchange chromatography separation are carried out mainly in the columns packed with an ion exchangers. So the stationary phase is the resin. So ion exchange separation are carried out mainly columns. So for the ion exchange chromatography, we use the column chromatography. So these ionic exchangers are commercially available and they are made up of the serine and the divinyl benzene. So for example, DAE cellulose is an ion exchanger and CM cellulose is a cationic exchanger. So according to the separation of biomolecules, we need displays the what we need. First one is the ionic exchanger and if you want the cationic exchanger. So these are the two examples of ionic exchanger and the cationic exchanger. So the resin or resins is also known as a matrix and it is selected on the basis of the nature of the status of biomolecules to be separated. For example, for relatively small biomolecules like amino acids, nucleotide, the polystyrene based resins have a relatively high capacity, so thus often they consider to be most effective. So these are used. And for larger biomolecules as peptides, proteins and nucleic acids, so cellulose and dextrane are used. So these are the acrylic based resins are used. So according to the small biomolecule or large biomolecules, the stationary phase are changes according to their size. Then the choice of the exchanger is depend on the charge of particle to be separated, and to separate the ions, ionic exchanger is used, and to separate the cations, the cationic exchanger used. So the first column is filled with the ion exchanger, means the resins, and then the sample is applied followed by the buffer. But why the buffer is used? Because the capacity is a quantitative measures of the ability of an exchanger to adsorb the biomolecules. I told about the ion exchanger, it is a base of the adsorption chromatography. So adsorb molecules by opposite charge in mobile phase. So running phase is a mobile phase, and these our resins are the stationary phase. So when the cation exchanger resin in the column, it is actually further prepared for the separation. So the biomolecules of interest are attracted and reversibly bounded to the functional group of the resins, while other neutrals or negatively charged molecules dissolve in buffer and pass through straight out. So to the separation has effectively taken place at this point. All that is required, buffer is required, is to remove the biomolecules of the interest from the resins using an elution buffer with either the increased ionic strength of pH. So we use the buffer for this separation. So these are the running phase or mobile phase, and in this case the elution of buffer is a strong base, means strong base means they have a high pH and which displace bound biomolecules from the resins as they have a weaker charge, and this pass out of the column into the elution of buffer for the collection of the sample for the analysis. So many buffers are used like the trees buffer, pyridine buffer, acetate buffer. These buffers are widely used because of the separation. The buffers play an important role. So we can use the weak buffers and strong buffers according to the need and according to the biomolecules. The particles which have a high affinity for ion exchanger will come down the first along with the buffers, and in the next step using the corresponding buffer separate the tightly bound particles. Then this particle analyze the spectroscopically. So after that the particles analyze with the help of the spectroscopically. In if we will play the practicals at the time, your concept will be clear. So these are the imaginary base syllabus. So imagine the column chromatography, we pour the buffer and the illusions are takes place with the help of the according to the types of buffer, if they are strong buffers or the weak buffer. Here is the one diagram of separation of the biomolecules according to their charges. So first the mixture of amino acid with pour in the column chromatography, and then the polymers bid with negatively charged function groups. So the binding of positively charged acid and negatively charged separation. Here is the, we can see the mixture of amino acid. If we pour into the column chromatography, the binding of negatively charged acid and positively charged acid, the separation is takes place, and the separation is based on the attraction between the opposite charges. So ion exchange chromatography, the positive charged protein binds to the negative charged beads and negatively charged proteins flow through it. So these are the basic picture and the basic concept of the ion exchange chromatography. So if we want to separate the cationic exchanger, anionic exchanger, so what to use, these are the most important. Many applications of the chromatography. So chromatography, ion exchange chromatography it is basically contain the charge group covalently linked to the surface on the insoluble matrix, and the charge group of the matrix can be positively or negatively charged. So these all are the most important things into the ion exchange chromatography. So the ion exchange chromatography have a many good application. So it can be applied for the separation and purification of many charged or ionizable molecule such as a protein, peptide, enzyme, nucleotide, DNA, antibiotics, and vitamins, etc. These these all biomolecule separation with the help of the ion exchange chromatography. So ion exchange chromatography is also applied for the separation and the purification of organic molecules from natural sources such as alkaloids, then the fatty acids and other amino acid derivatives. And it is also used technique is easily transferred to the manufacturing, so with the low cost and high level of purification. So because of that, the ion exchange chromatography is also used. Then it is an important use of ion exchange chromatography is in the routine analysis of amino acid mixtures, and the 20 principles amino acid from blood serum or from the hydrolysis of proteins are separated and used in a clinical diagnosis. And in the analysis of product of hydrolysis of nucleic acid, in this way information is gained about the structure of these molecules and how it relates to their biological function as carries of hereditary information. So because of that, the ion exchange chromatography is also used. Then the chelating resins are used to collect the trace metal from the seawater and to analyze the lunar rocks and rare trace element on the earth. So these all are the applications of the ion exchange chromatography, and many advantages are also. The advantages is it is one of the most efficient method for the separation of charged particles. It can be used for the almost any kind charged molecules including large protein, small nucleotides and amino acids. So ion exchange is used for both analytical and preparative purposes in the laboratory, and the analytical uses being the more common. So inorganic ions can be separated by ion exchange chromatography. These are the advantages of ion exchange chromatography, but the many disadvantages are, or the disadvantages instead we use the word limitations of ion exchange chromatography, because only charged molecules can be separated with the help of the ion exchange chromatography. It is the basic limitation of ion exchange chromatography. And for the ion exchange chromatography, buffer is most required. So buffer requirement, it is one of the small basic limitation of ion exchange chromatography. So this all about the ion exchange chromatography, its working, its principle and its application. So these all are the technical information. So we want to know about the how it is work, how it's a cationic exchanger, how separates the biomolecules with the help of this ion exchange chromatography. These are the most important thing in this chromatography. So if you have any problem regarding syllabus, or if you any problem regarding the any lectures, then contact me. Thank you.